Steve. I'm sorry I forgot to buy batteries. So you all are going to have to just put up with me raising my voice.
Yay.
Let her rip.
I sit there and I think of the scriptures today, and as I was going through them, I thought about the different messages they bring to us. The first one brings a message to all people who have felt lost, who have felt like the world had turned against them, that nobody loved them, that they weren't included in God's family. It goes to us, each and every one of us, because we've been there sometime in our lives. And we're told how God is going to redeem us and make us God's blessed people. And I think about that, and I think about God making our land a blessed land. I think about my life. It's been a long life, thank God. Very happy about that. Hope I have a couple more years anyway. And I think about the blessings that I've received in my life. I think about our beginnings. I think about coming out as all God had created me to be. And how I felt the world had turned against me, especially my church, especially the places I belong. And then I think about all the other things. Think about family, that kind of were ashamed of you and pushed you in the background. And I think about all of that, and I think about little things that have changed. I think about 6 kids who are proud of who we are. And I think about 9 grandchildren that see no difference between one grandma and the next grandma. As a matter of fact, when they introduce people, they say, I have 2 grandmas. I think about the blessings that I've received. I saw my favorite nephew last week. Loved him since the day he was born. He gets real upset when I call him by Robin Dale, because you see, that's his name his big brother chose from him, because his big brother thought he was Batman. So when he got old enough, he changed it to Robert, and everybody calls him Bob except me. And I say Robin, or Robbie, and he still answers. And what a blessing he was to me. I saw my niece that he named after me, which I thought, I always told none of them to name their children after me. So he says, Aunt Lily, I didn't. I named her Lily for her first name and Ann for her second name. And then he says, here's my newest grandson. So I got to hold my great, great, great nephew. How many blessings can one person have? I have sisters who now call when they need prayer. Sisters who didn't want to tell anybody that I was different from them. I've been blessed. I live in a blessed land. A blessed land, a home that God has given me. And each and every one of you live in that blessed land too. They may not all be the same, but they're a place of sanctuary, a place we can all go. And it's ours. And God has blessed us with them. And I thank God for that. And then we get to the New Testament and Paul, and he's talking about a group of people like us. He says you're a church and you're blessed. And each and every one of you have a special gift. And I look around and I see gifts. I see gifts of administration. People who know how to get things done. Who can do the banking. Who can get all the certificates done and all the bulletins made and all the rest of the stuff that we need to do as administrator of a church. I see people willing to work on committees to help us figure things out. I see simple things. At least people think they're simple, but I think they're some of the greatest gifts in the world. I see the gift of help. If I need something fixed, I can always count on Jen. I say, hey, Jen, I need this fixed or that. And she tries her best to get it done. It's called the gift of help. It's one of the greatest gifts in the world. Other people have that gift. You know, it comes when we do things like potluck, and they're willing to bring the dishes that we need. They're the ones that stay after to help with the cleanup. We have the gift of healing in this church, whether you believe it or not. For you see, sometimes that healing isn't something miraculous where we lay hands on people and they immediately become well. Sometimes they're a kind word. Sometimes they're a gesture. Sometimes they're going places we don't really want to go, but going anyway to help someone out. They're little things. A message on Facebook that says we miss you and we want you back. The gifts of healing can come in so many different ways. Oh, I believe too in the laying on of hands and going to the church to the elders to be prayed for, and that it works. One of my favorite ones of the gifts of heaven, healing or Suzette's tale about when she lost her voice. She lost it for at least 3 weeks. And finally I prayed for her. And she could talk.
Just a second, right, 3 weeks?
Yeah, she did. And she could talk immediately afterwards. And I paid for it for 1.5 years. You see, God works in mysterious ways. Because sometimes we just need quiet to heal ourselves. God does marvelous things. God heals us by placing someone in our life that takes care of us. Sometimes God heals us by taking us home because we can not hurt any longer. We can't quite get enough strength to get up the next day. And God knows that. And it breaks our heart. But God heals us by taking us home. Healing comes in many forms. And I love speaking in tongues, I really do. I don't believe that anybody should ever speak in tongues unless there's somebody there to interpret it. But I know it happens. And I know for some people that gift of tongues or the ability to learn foreign languages at a drop of a hat. For some, it's being able to interpret those foreign languages at a drop of a hat. God has given us all marvelous gifts. Paul lists a few, but there are so many more there. And I think that miracles is one of them. Now I sit there and I think about miracles. And I think the gospel has pointed us to one today that most folks today would think it was a miracle, but wonder why. Now all of you can sit around and wonder why. Water turned to wine. Now why would that happen?
The mama said so.
But Jesus said to Mama, who is my mother, and who is my father, and who is my brothers, and who is my sisters? Ask that question. And the answer was simple, all of us. think Jesus chose that miracle for the same gift that I find in Suzette and I find in Sandra. A simple gift. The gift of hospitality. And we don't think about that too much as a gift unless we happen to be there. Now, I don't know about you, but I know when I've ate at Sandra's or at my house, one of the things that never happen is we run out of food.
Yeah.
And sometimes I wonder how that happens. Have you, Sandra? You like plan and cook enough for 12 and 16 people show up? And yet there's food left over? Well, Jesus knew the same thing. Hospitality is important. And here these folks were having a party. And at the party, one of the main ingredients was the sharing of wine. Because you see, you didn't really drink too much water, because the water wasn't pure. But here he took something impure and made something people could drink. He not only made something people could drink, but he made the very finest. A miracle happened because Jesus used his gifts. I think about it. Now, churches quite regularly have miracle Sundays. Have any of you ever heard of them? It's something they do quite frequently in Baptist churches or even MCCs. You see, miracle Sundays are usually those Sundays that they call miracle Sundays because they want to pay the building off or they want to expand the building or do something new, so we're going to have a miracle Sunday. And you're going to invite all the folks you need, and the preacher's going to stand up and tell you, empty your pockets, friends, so we can have our miracle.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I look at miracles a little different. Now, I'd like to pay the building off, don't get me wrong. I'd love for us all to have enough money to pay the building off, because that way we'd have no trouble ever making our budget. But to me, the miracles are when people come through these doors. And they come through the doors and they sit and they're healed. And sometimes they're not healed from physical things, but they're healed from emotional abuse. They're healed from looking for a church, a place to worship, a place where they're included, a place where all God's children can find a home, where people don't ask a lot of questions, just come on in. That's a miracle Sunday to me. A miracle Sunday is somebody who's been hurt, but hurt by maybe one of us. You come back and find a home, and everybody welcomes you. And they say it doesn't matter, for you all know as well as I do. I've sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. And my God's in the business of building me up, not tearing me down. That's a miracle Sunday. A miracle Sunday is when I find love just for being me.
Yeah.
A miracle Sunday is that time when everybody's included. Sometimes a miracle Sunday, and I'm waiting for that one, is when I come in here and I start to preach and the church is full. That'll be a miracle Sunday for me. For God gives us many miracles. This is the first. It really seems like a slight miracle if you think about it, compared to some of the other ones you did. Rising from the dead now, I'd say that's a miracle. I'd say suffering on the cross and forgiving those who did it to him was a miracle. I'd say healing the sick, the blind, the deaf. If I had to line those miracles up, I think turning water to wine would be the least. But my God is a God of love. And I think he started with that one simply to tell us that one of the best gifts we can give is that gift of hospitality. And I'm not talking so much of organizing and feeding everybody. I'm talking about that gift of welcoming. That's the true gift of hospitality. If it means that we welcome you with food, if we welcome you with drink, or we simply welcome you with open arms and an open heart, you're getting the gift of hospitality. God has blessed us. He's called us people after God's own heart. He's given us gifts, each and every one of us. Every gift that is needed, from the gift of hospitality to the gift of helping to the gift of administration, and even that gift of generosity, the gift of music. Think about the gifts we as a church have been given. Look around and see God in each and every person's lives. That's the true miracle. That we can look at each other